Alright, now they're off.
Alright, so we've got red rupees in Link's house, and Philes is going immediately outside, so is SaltyPhry.
And it looks like they're going to take the same route to start off this race.
Yep, going straight for Uncle, getting the 2 items there, possibly killing something and pulling an item from the trees there. Ooh, nice. 8 bombs right off the bat.
Yeah, getting the 8 bombs is a huge benefit for them because when they get to Kakariko, they're going to need at least 3 bombs to get all the items out of there in the first shot.
Not only that, they could get through escape with only 5 bombs.
That's 5 bombs, but not the 5 bombs you're looking for. That's just a 5 bomb upgrade. Ooh, early power gloves right off the bat.
Looks like Philes is going to go back to the Sanctuary, and maybe SaltyPhry is too. We're going to get a back of the escape check real quick, I bet.
Ooh, nice shovel. Right in the Sanctuary chest. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They get the early gloves, they're going to make the play to check out the 3 items in the back of escape.
Those 8 bombs coming in early handy. Heart key and map.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. If they knew dark rooms, they could go get that one chest in the dark room, but they're going to head on out and head over to Kakariko now.
I wouldn't go for that dark room chest just yet, because they would have to kill the key rat with only bombs, and they can't even see where the guy is. It'd be pretty difficult.
Yeah, that sounds tough.
Man, they are just following in each other's footsteps at the moment. They're both going up to Lumberjack to see what's up there. To see if there's any kind of required item that's blocked by Ganon.
Yeah, definitely good to have that kind of information early on in the race. Looks like SaltyPhry got the second tier tree pull and was able to get red rupees with it. The crab's just dropping little hearts, and the Lumberjack cave only having a piece of heart, so not much going on over here. But knowing that the second tier tree pull is 20 rupees is pretty advantageous for SaltyPhry.
It's actually 80 because you get 4 of them out of each pull from that, so that's a great way to make a bunch of money real quick. Could make Zora really easy to get to.
Yeah, definitely. There's a quick map check there, and I believe I saw crystals 1, 2, and 4 in the light world, so all crystals in the light world.
Sadly, neither of them are 5 and 6, so no super bomb crystals known yet.
I didn't catch what was at the vanilla mushroom location, but it must not have been something good because they didn't go pick it up.
I think it was an arrow upgrade. But not the silvers, just a capacity upgrade.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not skipping the silvers if they can see it. Now we're going to get our first dive into Kakariko Village. We're going to check out Blind Hut. Five chests down here. Usually has something good. They're looking for swords and anything else that'll help them progress.
Like a bottle. That'll get them one more item from the sick kid. And
the fairy that was hiding in that battle could be a benefit for them, but it could also be a detriment, as we've seen some racers, they try to death warp while they have a fairy, and that doesn't work out too well.
It does not, and I've been on the receiving end of that way too many times.
Meanwhile, other than that, lots and lots of love down in Blind's basement with a full heart container and 3 heart pieces.
It's always nice to find a bunch of health in the early game, because who knows if you might end up going into something like Thieves Town very early and have to kill Blind with only 6 hearts.
Ooh, the single arrow. Our run is validated.
One of the 2 methods of validation. Philes getting kind of lucky with those rupee chests, because now he has just enough money for the bottle vendor, whereas SaltyPhry was able to get 80 from that tree pole earlier, so he's sitting comfortably with almost 200. And it turns out to be a scam anyway.
Man, Bernie Madoff strikes again.
No chicken clip from Philes, which is understandable. If you're not careful with it, it could softlock you, forcing you to save and quit. Just as a warning.
If players that are guys in the chat that are new to the stream, Validation Arrow is just a meme in the community because there's only one chest in the entire game that has a single arrow, so we joke around saying that validates the run.
And also there are 2 single green rupee chests, so that's why those aren't special, but the arrow is. And a moon pearl in the back of the tavern. We're just a hammer away from Dark World access. Or another glove upgrade.
Yeah, that's a really nice early find, because moon pearl is one of those items that you start to get a little worried when you don't find it right away, so getting it this early is a nice benefit for these guys.
Philes going to pick up some bombs. Helpful that he did get that bomb capacity upgrade from the uncle, so he didn't really miss out on too many rupees.
And now Philes gets the information that it's 1, 2, 4. Just a piece of heart in the library, so they will not be coming back here. The race
Didn't quite
game.
catch what that was. It was just off screen, it looked like. SaltyPhry saw it, but I guess we're not privy to that information at the moment.
Yeah, and he's not going to get it, so it's probably not much. He's going to go, yeah, it was just 20 rupees. We're going to go see what is dug underneath the Haunted Grove. The early shovel gives them access to this area right away.
And there's the mitts. There's our Dark World access.
Wow, early Titan's Mitts and Moon Pearl. We have Dark World access 7 minutes in.
Now, I said earlier they might have to go into Thieves Town early and have to kill Blind with low hearts, but currently they have no way of damaging Blind. Looks like SaltyPhry is going back into the town to go to the Dark World from the Dark World portal at the top of town, and Philes is probably continuing on down to the mini Moldorm cave south of Link's house. So finally we get a divergence.
Yeah, it's always nice to get a divergence, so we can get more information for ourselves. Although it's a little harder for us to keep track of.
I'm sure we'll manage.
Yeah, we're good at this. We're the best. Go follow us. Follow the runners too.
Magic cape inside the dam. That does give them a way past the barrier to Aghadim's tower if they ever wish to go there.
But I'm pretty sure that with we got an early check here. With the green pendants at Pod.
And the other 2 at Ice and Mire.
So Ice, Mire, Pod were the pendants?
Yes. I didn't catch which ones were 5 and 6, though. SaltyPhry going for Skull Woods. It seems to have more items than you would think for progression, even though it only has 2 non-dungeon items in there.
V26 is getting a reputation for having a very, very bias towards Skull Woods. Philes going to take care of the mini Moldorm cave with just the bombs.
It was pretty good that he picked up those bombs from the shop earlier. That way he's got more than enough to kill out these little Moldorms here. That was an odd hit. I'm surprised that one didn't hit.
Hashtag hitboxes.
But he gets them all taken care of pretty quickly.
Yeah, SaltyPhry found the first item in Skull Woods, which was 50 rupees.
Just getting more little bits of love and money in the mini Moldorm cave. Nothing really progressed. And decides to save and quit.
Yeah, not going to check out Ice Rock Cave. He's probably going to go use his mitts to check out the Dark World also now.
SaltyPhry not going for the bomb jump to the big chest. Or maybe he is and just wants to have his save point right there in case he dies, rather than at the
that's
earlier fall.
Yeah, he only has 4 hearts, so if he misses a bomb jump, it costs him 2 hearts, so makes sense.
Death Warp comes in handy. Oh, wait, no, he has a fairy!
We were just talking about it. I told you. Literally just talked about it. Well, Philes does go into the Dark World. And SaltyPhry says, we're not going to go check that last chest just yet. And 5 and 6 are Thieves Town and Swamp Palace.
So our big bomb friend is still locked away by quite a few items, with a bunch of money on top of the bumper cave ledge there. Though only Philes has the cape at the moment. SaltyPhry does not have that.
Yeah, the cape was at the dam. SaltyPhry did not go to the dam yet.
Now, considering the lack of weapon, I wonder if SaltyPhry is going to dip into Thieves Town to at least check the first 4 chests, if not even try to go a little bit deeper.
I mean, probably, because if you find any weapon that's reasonable, even the Cane of Burna can damage blind.
It can, but you pretty much need a full magic bar and some good timing in order to kill blind with just the Cane of Burna. Another bomb upgrade from the chest game.
That was the good bomb upgrade. That's 10 plus. That's plus 10.
And Philes putting the cape to good use to avoid some damage.
So SaltyPhry's gonna go into Thieves Town. Definitely an interesting play, seeing as how the only weapon he has is bombs, and bombs do not damage blind. And yeah, we're 12 minutes in, and we're already in a Dark World dungeon.
Well, we've actually been in a Dark World dungeon. We visited Skullwoods, and Philes is still there.
Yes, true. So we've been to 2 Dark World dungeons in the first 12 minutes of the race.
Philes having a little bit of trouble with the bomb jump to the big chest. Luckily, he still has that fairy.
Exactly.
Although no more.
That's the benefit of the fairy. It's one of the surprises they're playing as SaltyPhry playing as Dark Link and Philes playing as Zelda.
Oh, Dark Link became regular Link for a moment there.
Yeah,
good old bunny beams.
Yep, that's the bunny.
Nothing useful in the first 4 chests of Thieves. I wonder if SaltyPhry is going to go further in, or is... Nope, looks like a Death Warp.
Yep,
could be
Death
intentional.
Warp. Yeah, that was a Death Warp.
Philes is probably going to pick this cache up from on top of the bumper cave ledge. Oh!
Yes, no, maybe? Yes.
Okay, there we go. Uh-oh, he's got to watch out for that pterodactyl there.
Yeah, those birds hurt.
3 hearts of damage to a green male Link.
I hope he finds more magic in here, because he's out of it.
Yeah, he kind of needs it.
You know, more hearts in this seed. Very generous with the heart containers early on.
Ah, there's some magic. We're good.
Okay, yeah, that should be enough to get through the bumper. Yeah.
Alright, so how many digs is it going to take to get the item from the digging game? Place your guesses now.
Philes taking a death to those birds because they deal 2 hearts of damage. Yeah, it's vicious to be in the Dark World with just so few hearts and green mail.
It's 10 digs for a single blue rupee.
So Alec Baldwin ripping people off too nowadays, huh? Now we're gonna go visit Stumpy.
The hook shot. That's a nice item to find.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Technically they can't get to Death Mountain yet without the lamp, but if they know the dark rooms and they can get up there, they can just check a whole lot of chests with Tynesmith's Moon Pearl and Hookshot on Death Mountain.
I believe it's something like 15 chests. It's kind of absurd.
It's at least 13, I know that. Maybe 14, depending on the rounding. I think 14 is the answer. However, we're gonna check out the cave formerly known as Hype Cave, the cave that I call the Cave of Mediocrity.
Ouch. Its reputation has been tarnished by this new logic, I guess.
I mean, others are calling it the Cave of Disappointment. I'm still giving it a little chance with mediocrity. See, I would call that mediocre. Getting a heart container and a blue boomerang. Not a total disappointment. Blue boomerang is good to have early in the game to stun enemies. You can check out what the stun prize is.
Although they already have hookshot for that. As long as they visit Stump Kid.
We're not talking about that. I'm trying to sell the mediocrity.
I'm saying it's more mediocre than that. It's actually it's even worse than mediocre.
Yeah, you're probably right. Now SaltyPhry's gonna go drain the dam. He's gonna get his magic cape.
Philes takes a look at the frog and says, not yet.
Yeah, probably gonna wait to see what else he can find before checking that out. Some soggy bombs under there. He's gonna grab him because he only has 3.
I'm surprised those bombs still work. So with the hook shot, SaltyPhry is actually going to have an easier time with this mini Moldorm cave, since the hook shot kills those guys in 1 hit.
That is true, but it's going to be the same disappointing 5 items that he gets once he completes it.
Very true. Philes now has his hook shot and is heading over to our cave of worse than mediocrity.
I think the chat called it the Cave of Meh. We'll roll with that.
We'll roll with that. Yeah, that's more elegant.
Because it's not trash. The blue boomerang and a heart container is not trash. Because the blue boomerang is the superior boomerang. We all know that. Well, SaltyPhry, will he do Fake Flipper or will he do Ice Rod Cave? Looks like Fake Flipper.
Gets it pretty quickly from the right side setup. Does not go for bush setup. And it's going straight to Zora with...
Yeah, 224 rupees. That's not even close. Unless he finds a 300 pack in this waterfall cave. By the way, this is a sequence break that SaltyPhry is doing. Usually you need the flippers to pull this off, but when you have the Moon Pearl and you fake flipper, you can walk on water.
As long as you exit a cave while you're in that fake flipper state.
Yeah,
it has something to do with how the game checks Link's state when he exits a cave.
Yeah, he's gonna get the intel on what's on this ledge to see if he has to come back here, but he's not gonna be able to buy the thing from Zora. And you don't want to get careful. Yeah, you don't want to get hit when you're in this state because you automatically die.
Looks like Philes, I believe, is trying to scale Death Mountain at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try to rescue the old man. SaltyPhry going back to Lake Hylia, walking on water, and he's going to go visit the hobo.
Finds an arrow upgrade on the Lake Hylia island, so no need to really go for that anymore. Looks like Philes is almost out of the cave here.
Yeah, he's using the hook shot to be his guide through the dark room.
So both of our players are currently sequence breaking.
Yes, they will need the flippers and the lamp respectively to do things that they're trying to do.
SaltyPhry's gamble did not pay off, unfortunately. We'll see if Philes fares any better.
SaltyPhry, we're going to head over to Sahasrah's hut and likely Eastern Palace after that.
More hearts on top of Spectacle Rock. And bombs on the inside.
Philes really can't do too much in the Dark World. Yeah, he just ooh, we got the flute
and half magic.
So Sahashala paying off dividends over here.
That actually does give them Death Mountain access at the moment, so now it's no longer a sequence break for Philes to be up there.
Correct, and now you can head over to the east side with the hook shot. So SaltyPhry probably gonna go activate his duck. So, chat, you know what that means? It's Swag Duck Anthem time.
As far as water walking, if you take damage or bonk or jump off of a ledge, you will lose the water walk state. And if you don't have the flippers, then you will be teleported back to the last land that you stood at, which actually does include the water. So, just to clear the air on that a little bit.
And we had someone in the chat sing the Swag Duck Anthem for us, so shout out to you, sir. Usually in the name of DT would sing it, but I'm not singing anything.
I don't think anybody wants to hear me sing either.
Now SaltyPhry making the non-sequence break play up to Death Mountain, which Philes is currently doing, while in what he thinks is a sequence break, but we know it's not. See, I told you, Blue Boomerang strat's paying off.
Could have just thrown his last bomb.
Ether
and a whole bunch of money.
Yep. We definitely have enough money for Zora now. So it looks like Philes will now enter the Dark World, and or he's gonna go. He missed the bomb jump, or he's just gonna go up first before he goes to the Dark World. Looks like
probably doesn't want to use his last bomb to bomb jump there. It's probably still helpful to have one just in case.
So it's on the floating island, and oh look, more bombs.
Would probably want those right now, huh?
And now we enter Spiral Cave, which, without the boots, I like to call Resident Sleeper Cave. Chat, that's your cue.
You shouldn't have to point it out for them.
I mean, true. Flute was at Sahasrala's back room. Ooh, they're the flippers in Spiral Cave.
So we are no longer sequence breaking at the moment. With anything.
Yes, correct. Because we haven't... Well, the old man was a sequence break. That's the only one, but he didn't have anything. He had 20 rupees. Now we're going to go enter Dark Room, and we're going to check out Super Bunny Cave.
Philes gets the nice hook shot clip, so you don't have to fall down the extra hole there.
Yeah, definitely a nice play to make.
What we mean by sequence breaking is you are never required to use any minor glitches, such as fake flippers or fairy revival or anything like that, or Super Bunny, which is also a minor glitch. You don't have to use them, but you can to give yourself an advantage. Super Bunny itself is a glitch where you either mirror or get knocked back into the entrance of a cave, and doing that puts you in what's called a Super Bunny state, which allows you to dash, swing your sword, and open up chests. Although what's really nice about that cave is you can also get Super Bunny by falling in a hole on the inside of a cave, which is required to do to get to those chests in the Super Bunny cave, so it's pretty helpful for that.
So I missed what the Turtle Rock was, but we're in Hookshot Cave now and we found our first sword, 25 minutes in.
Not too terribly late.
I commentated one where it was like almost 100 minutes in before the first sword was found. So yeah, and the mirror. Ooh, nice.
We are a hammer away from being able to see what the super bomb holds.
I think Philes is going to take the mirror and go make the play towards Hera now.
Not a bad call at all. It is a crystal dungeon, although he does like a fire source, so if the big key is past the tile room, he's going to run into some trouble there.
Yeah, and using the fighter sword on a Moldorm, even though it's required in like no witch glitches in regular Zelda, randomizer players don't really like that.
Even no major glitches runners don't like to play that.
Yeah, that's probably why there's more randomizer players than no major glitches players. At least in speedruns.
You should play major glitches instead, because then you get the hammer early and you can just hit him 3 times with it. So much more fun.
Yeah, the only major glitches I do is to beat the game in 10 minutes.
10?
Alright, see, I'm not that good at major glitches. SaltyPhry gonna go ahead and get his sword and mirror now. I think we saw one item already in Hera. We saw, I think, in arrows. So we just need one more item and we don't have to go downstairs.
Well, if Moldorm has the map, then we will have to go downstairs.
And it looks like Ether was at Turtle Rock, so they already have that. I think they both mirrored around the same spot on that bridge because they didn't want to deal with the Lionel Fireball. Philes heads into the Moldorm fight.
Has Cape ready, just in case.
Yeah, Cape
anyway.
Has Cape ready, but takes the fall anyway. Trolldorm living up to his name.
And now he likes to just hang around the drop spot there.
Yeah, with the fighter sword, I think you need 6 hits to take out Moldorm.
Well, looks like he's on the last hit and gets it just fine with the aid of Cape.
Yeah, the Cape dodging Super Moldorm mode is pretty good. Uh-oh. That means
I think those sword slashes were in frustration, knowing he's asking to come back later.
Yeah, there's another item missing in Tower of Hera, and it's in the basement, and you need fire to activate it.
So, what's next on the agenda?
Well, you can check a lot of places still. Light World and Dark World. That's one of the downsides of having access to Dark World so early, is that there's so many places to check that you're going to forget something.
Now, one advantage SaltyPhry has over Philes, even though SaltyPhry is currently following Philes, is that SaltyPhry has the flute from the back of Sahasrah's hut, so he gets to move around the overworld much more quickly than Philes can at the moment.
Yeah, that's definitely a big benefit for him, and Philes is not heading towards Sahasrah or Eastern yet, so he's heading back to the...
He's probably going to go through Thieves Town, since he can at least kill Blind now with a sword.
Yeah, Thieves Town now makes more sense now that he has a sword. SaltyPhry not going to use the cape, so he's going to have to deal with this last phase of Moldorm. Looks like in hard mode.
And just so you know, spins do not actually do more damage to Moldorm. It'll still take the same number of spins as it does slashes. It's just a bigger hitbox to hit with. But it does slow your movement down, so you gotta be careful.
But it also, if you're up now, he's going to go to the cape, so yeah. It also prevents you from falling if he's up against you and you're leading the right way. It's definitely an interesting fight. So both of our runners finished up the Tower of Hera, and Philes now making his way through Thief Town. I hope he gets hit by the bunny beam, because I want to see what bunny Zelda looks like. SaltyPhry might be making that same play.
Just gets to do it a little bit quicker.
There it is. It's still a bunny, but a little different. Bunny in a dress, maybe?
It's a bunny in a dress.
Okay. So if those two hold 2/3 of Triforce and Ganon's the third, does that mean Ganon turns into a bunny with horns?
Possibly.
And then it's revealed that bunnies actually rule all of Hyrule? Think emoji? Dark Link's bunny is actually Vanilla Link, funny enough. So as both our players make their way through Thieves Town, one question's on a few people's minds, I'm sure, including mine. Pedestal hype. With the pendants being where they are, the Palace of Darkness, Misery Mire, and Ice Palace, what items can be possibly on the pedestal?
I'm thinking Fire Rod, Ice Rod, well, Hammer can't be. Bow can't be.
Cane of Samaria cannot be. I think the only things it could be are, yeah, either of the rods or boots if the key is on Desert Palace.
Very true. It could be the boots, or a book. Could be the book.
Or any of
the book.
Or any of the other fetch quest items.
Right. Both our players are making good use of the hookshot to stun enemies.
So now we're going to see Princess rescue a princess.
I don't know if that girl is a princess. I think she's just a maiden.
That's true. I haven't been keeping track of the items. Is there one or two items left?
I haven't been keeping track either.
I know they found a compass, but it looks like that. No. Oh, they don't have the hammer yet, so it doesn't matter. So, yeah, if they only found the compass and blind drops another item, they don't have to come back because then they'll know the last item's the map. Now, here's the great thing about the blind fight, as we get a bad pun from blind. No matter what weapon you use, if it damages blind, it'll do the same number of damage no matter what. Fighter Sword, Butter Sword, Cane of Samaria, Cane of Burna. It always takes 9 hits to take out blind. 3 for each head.
In addition to that, the blind boss fight is actually running on a script, which means if you do the same thing every time, blind will react the exact same way.
And blind gave bombs, so if they already found the map, or if they didn't find the map, they know the map's in the big chest and they don't have to come back. Yes, we have seen Cane of Samaria strats be used on blind. I actually used Cane of Burna strats last race on blind, my race. now that they have the mirror, it's going to be easier to bring the frog blacksmith, or as shout out to Patasia would call him, Jeremiah. And see what the blacksmith will get you for rescuing. And you get a shield.
Not quite a sword, but still in the armory category, so I guess it counts.
And I know there's a lot of wrestling fans out there, so the shield being reunited means shield hype is back, right?
Yet again, another advantage for the flute for SaltyPhry. Philes has to make this long trek all the way down to desert to turn in the purple chest, or SaltyPhry will likely just flute down to the dam to get it.
Well, maybe not, because they're both going to want to check this one chest, this one area where Philes is checking now.
And it's the other green rupee. We have found both of them.
So we found all 3 of the meme items. The 1 single arrow and the 2 green rupees.
I wouldn't say we found all the meme items yet. I'm sure we have memes for almost every item in the game at this point.
Well, I mean, the meme items that I'll usually like, if it's like Zora, like I had a race where Zora gave me a single arrow, I bombed Zora. But yeah, you're right, SaltyPhry did flute on over and skip the one chest that Philes got. So they're both gonna get this purple chest together, and it's just a bomb upgrade.
So where is Philes going to go now? Looks like SaltyPhry is going to check the desert. Oh, no, it's going right into Meyer area. Going to check a few things here, including Checkerboard Cave.
Yep, Meyer Shed, Checkerboard Cave, and see... well, Meyer is a pendant, but it's good information to see what you need to get in there. And it's Bombos. Meanwhile, Blue Mail, the banana hat, over on the desert ledge.
Although I guess we can't tell if it's banana or not.
Well, you can't tell any upgrade on SaltyPhry's side.
Well, you can. You just have to look at the eyes.
Alucard, the flute was in Sahashla's hut along with Half Magic. That's the 2 key items that SaltyPhry has that Philes does not have. And boots, very likely required.
I'm surprised SaltyPhry didn't go for the chest in the middle there, because that could have been the big key to lead to something else. But it looks like he's going to grab a key from the second half to unlock all the chests in the front.
Which this actually does qualify as a sequence break, even though it's not a glitch at all. It's not intended in the logic for you to go into the back half, grab this key, and come back.
And that's done just so that you don't wind up keylocking yourself for whatever reason.
Yeah, so you really can't get keylocked in here, but it's just something that the logic doesn't take into consideration. But now they will be They will be boots locked from continuing on in this dungeon because of that.
Well, there's one item out of desert, and it's the second of the 4 bottles.
A nice Code Red Mountain Dew. Or Fruit Punch Gatorade if you're Mr. Barry Bonds.
Yo, Gatorade me.
I am the one who knocks. Looks like the big key was in fact the small key locked, so boots 100% required for this seed. Philes, now that he has the rupees, he's going to go see what Zora has.
Yeah, he hasn't been up this way yet, so he hasn't seen what the waterfall fairy chests have, or what's on the ledge, so he gets all this information for the first time.
And Land Molas has the second item in the Desert Palace. And without boots and without the fire source, cannot complete it just yet. So it looks like SaltyPhry is now going to go into Mireshed. On the candle in there was the one of the small keys. So because he sequence broke and got the there's Bombos from Mireshed, for Misery Mire. Because he grabbed the one key in the back half of Desert, he needs the small key on the torch to continue. So we're going to install both items together, and Zora takes 90% of your money away. Or in Philes' case, 100% because he didn't pick it up. And there was nothing in Checkerboard Cave, and now SaltyPhry is going to go check Gina's Cave.
Surprised he went in and out of the Dark World for that. Looks like Philes is going into Hyrule Castle to complete Escape proper.
Yep.
Go rescue herself from the dungeon.
Well, she's already rescued in open mode, but I get your mean. If this was standard mode, she'd be rescuing herself.
Yeah, it does work better in standard.
And once again, blue boomerang strats showing you that Hype Cave was in fact mediocre and not terrible. Is SaltyPhry gonna make a dive into Ice Palace, or is he gonna make the Zora play? Zora play, okay. Ice Palace is open to them with Bombos, but they can't complete it without Hammer.
Yeah, it doesn't quite seem worth it yet. There's plenty of other items or places to check at the moment.
Yeah. Another 8 bomb drop. So far, Hyrule Castle not paying off.
Since we already have the key in the map from Hyrule Castle, it means there is still an item in the dark chest of the sewers. So if Philes knows the dark room's there, he could try to go for that. And again, sequence break.
Salty gets his life lesson from Zora. Another piece of heart.
SaltyPhry making the same play Philes just did. Except Philes opted to not go for the dark chest yet.
Yeah, SaltyPhry's about to go take care of his cave himself. Meanwhile, Philes might be finally heading over to Sahashala to get himself the flute and that half magic. We're still missing a lot of items before being able to complete some dungeons. We need Fire Rod for Skull. We need Fire Source for Desert. We need Bow for Eastern. We need Bow and Hammer for Pod. We need Hammer for Swamp. We need Fire Rod for Skull. We need Hammer for Ice. And we need Samaria for Turtle Rock and Misery Mire. So, and Philes bombed the chest that had the flute in it. He realized he wasted way too much time not coming here early, and he could have had the flute this entire time.
And opts the save and quit to go activate it real quick.
Well, SaltyPhry gonna go get a bunch of pieces of heart for completing escape.
Now, one of the interesting plays they could technically do at this point is they could try going for Palace of Darkness. They do have the flippers, which allows them to swim from the Swamp Palace area over to the pyramid.
They can also check the pyramid while they're at it.
Right. That's also relevant because they don't have a lamp, which would be required if Aga was required to get to that section of the world map.
And SaltyPhry looks like he's gonna make the dark room play.
Meanwhile, Philes is going to check what's on the desert ledge real quick, just to save that mirror.
But he's probably gonna go pick that up.
I'm not so sure. 12 hearts is kind of a lot.
But you're only wasting like 10 seconds and you're doubling your defense basically. It's definitely worth it to get the blue mirror, I think. SaltyPhry getting close to that chest. And finds 10 arrows.
Stingy Seed.
Yeah, it started off really strong with Dark World Access 7 minutes in, but lately, oh, not so much.
SaltyPhry going into Eastern to check out the few chests that he can there.
And I told you, Philes getting the blue mail. Definitely a good pickup to get that extra defense, just in case. Yeah, Eastern is interesting because one chest is technically a sequence break with the Dark Room, and they can't complete it technically without Lamp, and definitely without Bow. But there are still at least 3 chests you can definitely check here, and one is guaranteed to have an item. At least one. Maybe 2. Maybe all 3.
Philes opts to not grab the key from the back of Desert to check the chests on the right-hand side of the dungeon. This technically stuff is, if they know the game well enough, they could complete the dark rooms without the lamp, although the way that the items are placed would never require you to do that.
Yeah, you don't need to. The logic of the game will always require no glitches necessary for you to defeat the game. Although in this version, minor glitches are allowed, and minor glitches are basically like dark rooms, fake flipper, all that kind of things.
And bomb jumps.
Yes, bomb jumps also count. Well, looks like I'm gonna get at least 2 items from Eastern. I got the piece of heart, and then I'm gonna check the big chest. And that's just a bomb upgrade, so he's gonna see let's break through this dark room and see if the last item is over here. Otherwise, Armos has it. This dark room, I believe, is the easiest dark room in the game, though. Well, these 2 dark rooms, I should say.
I don't know, the Old Man Cave is pretty easy. So is the Turtle Rock dark room.
Yeah, oh yeah, the Turtle Rock dark room. Yeah, but yeah, true. Because you have a lot of lights guiding you. It's just that in my personal experience, I've had a lot easier time with the Eastern Palace right side dark rooms than any other dark rooms in the game. But every player is different, and that's what makes this game so great.
Philes proving you right more and more by using the boomerang to stun the Gyptos.
And we found all 3 items in Eastern, and none of them were worth squat.
And there's still an item left in Skull Woods. It's just locked by the fire rod now.
Yeah, this seed is very trolly. Pod, or even maybe the first chest in Swamp looking more and more attractive to these runners.
I think Philes is at least going to check the cave on the graveyard ledge using his mirror. But beyond that, I'm not sure if he's going to take a dip across the river.
You know what? Because he's going that way, he probably might. Because remember, Catfish is over there also, and Catfish holds an item.
And they do have access to that with the gloves.
Alucard calling for Misery Mire Hammer. Man, that's evil.
That is pretty evil.
Oh, he missed the 8 bomb drop.
I don't think he needs it that much.
I think we're fine on bombs for now.
Is SaltyPhry making the Ice Palace play?
So much for your Philes slashing away. We find the hammer on the graveyard ledge. What a bad place for that. And SaltyPhry making the now what we know is the wrong decision of heading into Pendant Ice Palace.
That hammer makes Dark World navigation so much easier.
Yeah, it opens up the entire right side to you without having to jump through any hoops. And I think he's going to go make the swamp play because he can finish it now. And he has hammer and hook shot. The only downside is Fighter Sword doesn't hit Argus, so he'd have to do the old quick menuing trick with the hammer.
He could use sword spins instead, which also does kill the puffs. The spin lasts long enough that it hits each puff twice, so that is enough to kill it.
It is an option to them, but I've seen more players, and myself included, prefer the hammer strats.
Find a shield in the first chest of Ice Palace.
Ice Palace, I believe, has 3 items in it, so SaltyPhry hoping he finds something of relevance here, and he's going to need it if he wants to try to catch up to Philes, who, as we see, has the hammer and is about to enter a crystal dungeon in Swamp Palace.
Not only that, one of the more lucrative crystal dungeons, Swamp Palace has 6 non-dungeon related items in it.
And not only that, it's the other crystal that opens up the big bomb for Double Chested Fairy.
Yes, you can kill the cotton candy puffballs with the hammer. It's more a toss-up to your playstyle as to whether or not you want to use the fighter sword or the hammer. But Cold Stare, yes, it also does kill Cold Stare. The hammer does deal enough damage to Cold Stare to damage the cotton candy puffs.
Well, Cold Stare is the boss of Ice Palace. Argus is the boss of Swamp Palace. That has the cotton candy puffs.
It's kind of weird. Everything is either eyeballs or puffballs in this game.
Yeah, Vitreous is eyeballs. Yeah.
Argus is both. Cold Stare is both.
Let's see if Philes does the back half first, or if he goes left side first. Again, more hearts in this seed. We're less than an hour in. We already have 14 hearts on Philes' side. That's a lot.
And still lots of progression items needed to complete the game.
Yeah, it looks like left side's
There's
the wow!
Independent Ice Palace.
Wow! In that chest too. What?
Good old iced tea.
Talk about a trolley location. Alright, now this race is even again. both the hammer and the bow in very trolly locations. Not so much the hammer being trolly, it's just that it's a spot that you don't think to check right away. And definitely the bow being trolly in a Pendant Ice Palace.
SaltyPhry is going to check the last chest he is able to. If this is not an item, then there's still an item in Ice Palace.
That is hammer locked. And yes, we are still hammer locked away from at least one item. There's 3 chests left, well, 2 chests and Cold Stare left. One is a map, one's a small key, and the other is the last item.
Meanwhile, Philes is going for the left side of Swamp, rather than going straight for the boss.
Well, now that SaltyPhry has the bow, will he gamble on Pod, or will he... don't know where he's going now.
Could be going for Graveyard Ledge.
No, he might go to Graveyard Ledge. If he goes to Graveyard Ledge now, and then he can do Pod, and Pod is a pendant, but he could do Pod and Eastern right back to back. This could be a huge play if SaltyPhry remembers Graveyard Ledge.
A good sword upgrade on the left side of Swamp.
Yeah, nice. That definitely helps with the Cold Stare fighting now. And sorry, the Argus fighting. See, now I'm doing it. Now the Master Sword takes 2 slashes to take care of Eye Puff, which is slightly faster than switching to your hammer. And SaltyPhry is going to go get his hammer, and he is going to be very pleased.
No big key yet, so Philes will have to return for that after he beats the dungeon, unless he finds it early enough to backtrack.
Yeah, he's gonna backtrack unless it's at Argus, most likely. And SaltyPhry gets the hammer. Now that he has the hammer, he doesn't have to swim to Pod. He can now flute there, but...
Might as well swim to check Catfish.
Yeah, that's probably what he's doing. There's the big key.
And he opts to backtrack.
Yep.
But he's probably going to get stuck in these stairs for a little bit.
Yeah, this stair is very glitchy.
There is a way out of it, but I believe it requires the boots.
No, you just gotta do it twice. As far as I know.
All that for a map.
More slashes.
More hearts!
I think Philes has two chests left to check, and I think they're both items. I think he found both the map and the compass.
Serval as Ganon with the Master Sword is actually not that bad of a fight, it just takes a lot of patience.
No, it's that bad of a fight. You have to, what, is it 24 spin slashes that have to be within, like, a 10-frame window? Ugh.
Yeah, it is 24 spins on top of the already, I think, 27 spins they have to do to get to the 4th phase.
Yeah, I think it's 24 and 24 and 28. I think
it's 24. I know it's 50. How many spins? It's 52 spins, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 52 total, and that includes phase 3, and you need 1 of each. So that's 48. So it's 16 for each. It's a lot.
12 for the first 2 phases, 4 for the 3rd, and then 24 for the last.
Yeah, that's a lot. My advice: find silvers with butter sword. So Philes finishes up swamp as SaltyPhry goes in it. So while it looks like Philes is a lead, he's actually way behind until he dips to Ice Palace to get that bow.
I don't know how long that's going to evade him, because it might not be that bad for him, because he does have the hammer, which means Ice Palace is fully completable at this time.
He's going to check Fat Fairy first, though. Fat Fairy could have something like the Cane of Samaria very easily. And that could lead him to, like, Turtle Rock, which...
Or Meyer.
Yeah, yeah, but Turtle Rock, I think he's more like a different Turtle Rock, because A, it's a, well, you need Fire Rod also, so, and Ice Rod. Oh, boy. He needs to go to Ice Palace fast. No, when I say Fat Fairy, it's P-H-A-T, Fairy. What up? '90 slang doesn't fly here.
Skipping that red boomerang.
I agree with that. You already got the good boomerang and the blue one, so you don't need the red one too.
And the fire rod.
Wow, fire rod in the double-chested fairy.
That is the first fire source of this run, over an hour in.
Yep. Now remember, they could still go back to Hera and go to the basement to figure out what that last item is.
Or goes for Meyer. Because he has the fire source to check everything except for Vitreous.
That is true. It's not like he wants to complete Meyer anyway.
I mean, we don't know what's on pedestal.
That is true.
It still could be Ice Rod.
And it could still be Boots. It can't, however, be the lamp. Or the Cane of Samaria. So I didn't see, did SaltyPhry not go left side?
I don't believe so.
So he didn't get his Master Sword, so he's going to be hammering Argus.
Or using Fighter Sword spins. Jake Hoper, I believe both players are tilting at this point.
Philes has been tilting since, like, first minute in. He's been short slashing at every item he finds. And it's Hammer Strats. So that means Salty did not go left side. Yeah, this fight takes forever when you have to menu back and forth like this. It also takes forever if you want to spin slash it, so...
Although I believe the spins are faster.
It all depends, because... I mean, I know the hammer's easier.
The lamp!
What?
We have the lamp in a pendant mire.
What is that lamp location? Oh my lord.
Well, at least it's not fire locked.
Yeah.
And there's the second item in the fire shield.
So
Or rather...
Yeah, it is the fire shield. We know where all the shields are now. They're both in pendant dungeons. Fun, oddly enough. Salty's gonna go back in and take care of left side. And I don't know if I don't think he checked big chest either, so he's gonna do that. So he knows there's one item left, because he doesn't have the map or the compass. But there's 3 chests left, because he has big key. So he knows one of the last 3 chests has an item. We know it's going to be the Master Sword. Yes, Jacob. Bo is in Ice Palace on the in the chest that is hook shot blocked or key blocked.
No, it was in the iced tea room. The one with the 2 blue jellyfish.
Yeah, that room is either hook shot blocked or a small key blocked.
I don't believe it is. The hookshot blocked is also the ones that are hammer blocked too, I believe, because of the red jellyfish room.
I'm trying to
that's what the red jellyfish room is, the one that's actually hookshot locked.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
That leads you to the right side of the cross.
Yeah, you're right.
Nonetheless, Philes is going into Skullwoods to finish it off now that he has the fire rod.
I would say pedestal check, but they don't have the book yet.
I mean, they can certainly check it. It just won't be useful.
Yeah, this is where we hope that it's a seed where it's book on pedestal, which leads to mushroom on ether, which leads to powder at witches, which leads to boots on in Batcave. Who's with me?
Going for the full fetch quest chain.
Oh, that would be insane. Philes just makes it in the nick of time.
Has an extra key, so he doesn't have to kill that one Gibdo.
And hello, Mothula. We know Mothula has... Does Mothula have an item? Or either Mothula or the last chest has an item?
That's correct. Out of magic, opting to use the hammer. And it's the cane! That's gotta be Cane!
Cane of Samaria from Mothula. So you needed to get the fire rod.
From the double-chested fairy.
Which you needed to beat Thieves Town and Swamp Palace to get, just to get the Cane of Samaria. So, yeah.
Now this could lead to Turtle Rock, because right now Philes could check every chest there except for Trinix.
That is very true.
I mean, obviously we want him to go to Ice Palace, but I don't know, there are other lucrative plays available. Seems to be going for the Dark Chest, though.
Or he's gonna go kill Akanim. Kappa.
I don't think that's a good idea anymore.
Hey, they might really want that piece of heart or whatever was in there.
Gotta max out to 20.
SaltyPhry gonna go get his fire rod now. So, once again, it looks like Philes has a decent lead, but he doesn't have the bow yet.
And it's going to be pretty close until he finally dips into Ice Palace to get it.
Yeah, the thing is, he might make the Turtle Rock play before the Ice Palace play at this point. Well, let's find out. He's about to flute away.
Opts to go to Death Mountain. It looks like it's a Turtle Rock play. Or he could be checking the one last chest in Hera as well.
I believe also Spike Cave is available to him.
That is true. It also is. And they have the mirrors, so they'll be able to check that and then go to other places.
You want SaltyPhry getting his Fire Rod. Bo was in Ice Palace, which is a pendant dungeon.
SaltyPhry going to complete Skull Woods, get the last item there.
Philes is going to dip into Hera? Yes.
The red cane was actually dropped by Mothula, which is the last item in Skull Woods. And now Philes takes a break.
Yep, you can take a bathroom break. You got a minute to spare here. That is true, Alucard. If there's something like boots or... Yeah, boots. Why have you forsaken me, Seed, from Philes?
I guess that's what he spent his break doing, typing out that message.
Yeah, I guess so. Nope, just a piece of heart.
See, now that text makes sense. Is he gonna put it back up? Aw, I thought he was.
I wanted to say, like, where's the bow? And he's gonna look like heading to Spike Cave. And we have just an arrow upgrade. SaltyPhry about to enter his Mothula fight.
While Philes goes back up to Death Mountain, possibly going to T-Rock now.
Yeah, that's probably what he's going to do now. He's going to need to find Ice Rod in here if he wants to complete it now. I believe the only items we need for Go Mode are the Ice Rod and the boots. Of course, SaltyPhry needs the lamp and Philes needs the bow, but we know where they are. And technically, SaltyPhry might not need the lamp, but it's probably going to be something he's going to want to grab as he grabs his Cane of Samaria. And Fry is going to go to Meyer.
Gonna pick up his lamp and shield. Get that big old riot shield ready.
Or he's going to complete desert. Now that he has a fire source. Oh, wait, no, he can't. He needs boots. I just realized that.
Yeah, it still needs boots to get that one small key to replace the one he stole earlier.
Yep. SaltyPhry making quick work of that first room in Mire. I struggle with that a lot.
Neither player has been to Pod yet.
Yes, to Kevlario in chat, the Light World dungeon music plays for when it is a pendant dungeon, so they can use the audio clues as well as to which dungeons are pendant and which ones are crystal. The pedestal seed hype is still alive. You can still very easily have Ice Rod or Boots on the pedestal.
Getting some nice invulnerability from the blocks in the chomp room.
Yeah, that was a very nice chomp room using that fire rod and the invincibility frames to avoid the chomps.
I think he actually used the delay hit from the fire rod hitting the crystal switch to aid him out on that. That was pretty nice.
SaltyPhry about to get his mirror shield. We didn't get the lamp yet, I don't think.
Not yet, but he seems to be heading right toward it.
That is true. That's the next item he's going to get. It's a bunny in a dress. He knows that's 2 items, and he's saying, I'm out of here.
Philes doesn't have the mirror shield yet because he hasn't picked up the shield upgrade in Ice yet.
Yeah, the items work progressively for all the items in the game except for the boomerang. Like you need to find the gloves before the Titan's Mitt. You need to find the blue mail before you find the red mail. You need to find the Master Sword before you find the Tempered Sword. Before you find the Butter Sword. And that's true with all the progressive items except for the boomerang.
The boomerang is not progressive.
And yes, technically what you can actually do is go visit the oddity shop in Dark World, buy the red shield for 500 rupees, and it doesn't change the logic of the shields.
It doesn't change it, but it doesn't count as a shield upgrade either. So if you had the fighter shield, bought a red shield, the next one you find will be a red shield, and not the mirror shield.
What's funny is if you buy the red shield with no shield, and you find what the first shield is, it'll still show up as another red shield, I think.
Until you equip it, and then it's just...
Oh,
I don't think it downgrades you.
The powder in Mimic Cave.
I think we're starting the fetch chain.
I smell fetch quest.
Meanwhile, SaltyPhry is taking the dip into Pod.
He has a bow, so it's fully completable now that he has a lamp. Philes still has a lot of items to check. He still hasn't found either the
The boots! The boots!
What are those?
If he finds Ice Rod on the laser bridge here, that is going to be the biggest payoff from Turtle Rock I've ever seen.
But he still has to go to Ice Palace. You've been seeing how he reacts to these items. How do you think he's going to react when he finds the bow in Ice Palace? Trying to think. There's just one item left for up. I think we're out of Ice Rod locations here. Oh, this last chest can have Ice Rod. This last possible? No. Trinix has an item. We know it's not Ice Rod.
And so does Philes at this point, too.
I'm not saying Philes needs... Whoa! Ice Rod in pod.
So technically, every single pendant dungeon had a required item in it.
Wow. And as soon as he got it, he left, and he is going into Eastern. He just needs the boots for Go mode.
But he doesn't know where they are yet.
And
so he still is on the search for them.
Meanwhile, Philes has the boots. He's going to go complete desert. Yes, Ice Rod was bow blocked. That's very true. So, yeah.
Wow, even if Philes does go to Pod to try to find the Ice Rod, he won't be able to find it until he goes to Ice first.
Yeah, he needs to go to Ice first, get the bow. He can't kill the mimics without the bow. Also, this also means one thing. Rip to the pedestal dream.
As well as the fetch quest chain.
Yep. I mean, sword upgrades. And silver arrows. If they were in Go mode, then they have to do Master Sword Silverless. There is one item hiding behind both Armos and... Oh no, Armos does not have an item. But Landmol's does. Almost a very nice Armos kill. So SaltyPhry, he needs... All he has to do left is Desert and Turtle Rock. We know he needs to go to Turtle Rock first. And
Well, he already knows. He knows he can't finish Desert at the moment because he doesn't have the boots.
Yes.
So there's not too many places he can go. He could try dipping back into Ice for the last item, but it looks like he's going for T-Rock.
Which we know is... Well, first he's going to rescue Old Man, which we know is 20 rupees. But, yeah. Turtle Rock is 100% the right play. We know that, and looks like Salty might be making that play now after this. So yes, all three pendant dungeons holding a required item. The pod holding Ice Rod, Ice Palace holding the bow, and Misery Mire holding
The lamp.
The lamp. Just 20 rupees from Landmalls.
Looks like SaltyPhry is going directly for T-Rock and skipping the Hera basement chest. For now.
For now. Which he will not check once he finds these boots. Now, this is important for Philes. He needs to go to Ice Palace now if he wants to have a chance. I think he's going to check the boots spots first, which I don't blame him. Just two quick chests to check.
Yeah, these spots don't take very long to check, so he's still not out of it.
And especially if one of these items, like either the Sword of Great he needs or the Silver Arrows, that could be a huge boon to him if it comes down to a close race at the end. But those two locations yielding nothing. And he might be doing things like the hammer pegs first before he delves into Ice Palace. Salty making his way through Turtle Rock. Philes checking hammer pegs. Let's see what he finds. Just 20 rupees. Now Philes going to check the powder spot.
Again, not bad routing by Philes. He's checked 4 locations pretty quickly, and Ice only has 3. He's not making bad decisions, it's just not the one he needs.
Yeah, the decisions aren't wrong, they're just wrong. If that makes sense.
They're not bad, they're just not optimal.
Yeah.
Oh, he's fluting to 8. It looks like he's heading into Ice Palace.
Here we go. This is what we needed.
It's still somewhat close. Although, it's likely he will fully clear it looking for the Ice Rod, whereas SaltyPhry got locked out and couldn't complete it. Was fortunate enough that nothing else was further on in ice.
So, a play Philes might make is, as soon as he finds his bow, which... It's the first chest, right?
No, it's in the iced tea room.
Oh, that's right, yeah. As soon as he finds this, he might just nope on out and check Pod, because Pod becomes a more lucrative play at that point.
Right, and there would only be one more item left in Ice Palace at that time, because he's going to find the first one here.
Yeah, this is the mirror shield.
First penguin. Yeah, this will be the mirror shield for him.
Salty is controlled by the hopping thing. Sorry, I just had a little moment with sports happening on the TV. I posted in chat.
I can't tell if that's a positive or negative yell.
Alright, for Pyro so pedestal seats. So in Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, the Master Sword in the game sits on what we call the pedestal. To activate it, you need to get all 3 of the pendants that are in the game. And once you do, you can pull what's in there. So pedestal seed is when a required item is in that location that you need all the pendants to open. Philes struggling a little bit with this bomb jump. He actually doesn't even really need to do it because he has Kano Samaria if he wants to kill Colts there. But it's just probably just a force to have at this point.
It doesn't even help him getting to the iced tea room because he would have to go around the switch blocks in an unintuitive way.
Yeah, SaltyPhry did not do the. SaltyPhry's about to get his powder.
Alright, he finally gets the bomb jump.
Yeah, it took about 3 tries, was 3 or 4 tries. That's about how long it takes for me to do it. And we're about 20 seconds away from making a pretty important announcement on SaltyPhry's side of the screen. And ladies and gentlemen, SaltyPhry is in Go mode.
At almost 92 minutes into the seed, we have our first Go mode.
That's pretty average, I would say, for V26 logic, because there's a lot of there's seeds where you get Go mode with finding Master Sword and Randomizer rooms, so that helps bring the time up. Salty's still checking a chest, even though he just found a key. Probably looking for silvers or a sword upgrade. And shout out to the chat for letting them know what Go mode actually means. It's hard to keep up with newer players that don't really understand what some of the terms mean. Thanks for helping us out with the chat. You guys are the best. And this is one of the downsides of having to, when you bomb jump, you have to come all the way around when you do this. And SaltyPhry used hammer strats.
And he doesn't have Tempered Sword, so this is the next best thing as far as damage output goes.
Master Sword does pretty decent damage. Now you have to deal with the ice floors, though, with the second half, which could become a little bit of a pain.
Luckily, he does have Ice Magic. Not the Ice Magic, but Half Magic.
Yeah, he shouldn't have any problems with this fight. I think he also has a blue potion you bought earlier.
I thought that was Philes that bought the blue potion earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, he definitely has a red potion, because red potion was one of the items in the game.
There goes the other head, so now magic is no longer an issue.
Now it's going to take, I think, 6 or 8 spins. It's going to take a bunch of hits with the Master Sword. And again, the ice floor being a little bit of a detriment. But Philes did find his bow, and he just, once he did, he said nope, and he's heading to pod. Oh, SaltyPhry. The death.
Now, this isn't necessarily that bad, he just goes back to where the big chest is.
Yeah, so he just has to make up a couple minutes.
Does let Philes catch up a little bit more here. Because keep in mind, SaltyPhry still has to go back and complete Desert.
But
before going
Philes,
to Ganon's Tower.
but Philes has to complete Eastern and Turtle Rock again.
SaltyPhry, what are you doing? The nerves are getting to you.
So what Philes is doing is pretty smart, I would say. He opened Pod, mirrored, he's going to complete Eastern before he dips into Pod. But he has the thing right outside, so he knows to dip into Pod after he's done with this.
Oh, he hasn't checked Eastern at all. So yeah, this is definitely the right play to make.
Yeah, plus he can complete Eastern. He can complete both of them, but he definitely wants to complete Eastern first because it's a crystal, whereas Pod is just dependent. And once he finds Ice Rod, he'll be in go mode, so he can just leave after that.
Alright, SaltyPhry, round 2.
And the ice floor is back.
Man, that got up quick.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's some sort of a logarithm for how fast the ice floor shoots out. Sometimes it's right away, sometimes it takes a cycle. Another interesting physics with the shooting the fire rod at the ice head. The fire rod deals an extra point of damage when you shoot it. The ice rod does not.
That's because the fire lingers when it hits the ice head.
Yes. SaltyPhry now avoiding the ice floor as much as possible. And he gets it done.
Kill.
Let's see if he drops a big item. He's looking for a sword or a silver arrows. But only gets a piece of heart.
As if we hadn't had enough of those already.
No, we're not starting the Ganon chest guesses yet because SaltyPhry still has to defeat Desert Palace. He couldn't finish it before he had Boots, so...
And with Boots being in T-Rock, well, he's kind of gonna go there first, which means he's got to climb the mountain one more time to reach Ganon's Tower.
Yep, he has to go in and bonk the small key of the torch again, I believe. Yeah, because Philes did it already. SaltyPhry dipped into the back and the sequence broke to get the items out of here. Philes entering Armos.
Salty is indeed in go mode and is just cleaning up the last of the crystal dungeons before entering Ganon's Tower. Meanwhile, Philes still has to get the Ice Rod out of Palace of Darkness before heading up and completing Turtle Rock. Now, he's already cleared out Turtle Rock, he just has to go through the dungeon again to fight the boss.
Yeah, so Turtle Rock isn't going to take as long as you would think it would. but it's still going to be at least another 4 or 5 minutes to travel through it, I believe, or maybe 3. But SaltyPhry will be well into Ganon's Tower by the time Philes gets done with this.
But that's not to say Philes is out of the race yet. It could all come down to Ganon's Tower gambles.
Not only that, it could easily come down to Master Sword Silverless, which means it'll be anybody's race. Nice fire rod kill on land walls. And Philes gonna check the back first, which we know. Alright, so this could pay off if Sword or the Silvers are back here, because SaltyPhry did not check back here. Said he finds 300 rupees. Just what he needed.
And more keys.
Well, keys you do kind of need. And they only found 2 bottles, so SaltyPhry, he's going to be heading up to Ganon's Tower with just 1 blue and 1 red. He was probably hoping for at least 1 more blue potion running up here. Oh, there's the 3rd bottle. It was back in pod. And the 4th
there's
bottle.
The 4th with a B inside.
Vitor confirmed. And Philes almost made the right decision to go right side, but he's gonna go. Oh, will he? Yes, maybe. He doesn't. He's just trolling us now, isn't he?
Alright, as SaltyPhry makes his way up the Dark World version of Death Mountain, it is time to play the guessing game. There are 22 chests in Ganon's Tower. One of them holds a big key necessary to climb the rest of the tower. Which chest do you think it's in?
23.
That's not in the range of numbers that I said it could be in. I'm gonna guess 13.
I'm gonna go with 3. The torch.
What if he goes left?
You mean goes left? Oh, and Philes finds the ice rod, and he takes his frustration out on the ice rod chest. Philes25 is now in go mode as well. Ooh, alright, fine. I changed my answer to 1. Hey,
And
there's a
it's
key on there.
Key.
There's a key on there. I was right.
We're looking for the big one.
Oh. Partial credit.
I'll give you that. Yeah, SaltyPhry could be going for Dark Magician strat, which is going the left side until you complete the Stalfos room, then mirroring and going for the right side, because you're guaranteed to have a key to go beyond the tile room. Finds Tempered!
And butter!
Butter! Wow!
Well, that room paid off. And he is
indeed doing Dark Magician strats.
Yes, he is. Wow, finding... Oh my god. That just made... Even if he doesn't find the silvers, it just made this a whole lot easier. Because now it only takes 6 spin slashes in phase 4 to kill Ganon, not 24.
No, it still takes 12 in the last phase, but the first 2 phases are only 6 slashes.
Oh, okay. Alright. Silver arrows!
Wow. Dark Magician strats for all the unnecessary upgrades, but now still needs to find the big key.
However, Ganon will now be #easy mode. And breaking news, the Yankees win. I think I'm trying to listen to the game, sorry. Oh no, it's not over yet. So, the strats that SaltyPhry took, I mean, he's going to check out more items, but he got everything he needs to easily defeat Ganon.
So far we have checked 12 locations out of the 22.
3 more here. Ooh, the mushroom, the red mail, and quake. Well, those 3 items were all really good in different seeds.
Just not this one.
Wait, the mushroom leads to the big key. Oh wait, this isn't a wizard seed, I'm sorry.
It's also not Key Sanity.
Yeah.
Philes opting for the hammer strats versus Trinix.
And he avoids the ice floors. Firebar room doesn't have it either, so we're down to 5 chests to go.
The Fire Snake room and the Rando room. Oh, that's right. The tile room is still there. That is 6 locations
Ooh,
left.
that's true. Yeah, 6 items left. I always forget about tile room. Alright, Philes is about to... Philes did Eastern already. I think Philes is done now, and he's about to enter Ganon's Tower himself.
Yep, has all 7 crystals.
There's the big key. First random room chest. Cane of Burna. Why not? Alright, so if Philes does left side first, he'll get Butter Sword, but not the silvers.
Which means that SaltyPhry is still a bit in the lead. He has 2 potions to take care of his low magic. Or rather, a blue potion and a red one for his health.
Yes.
And I believe Philes actually has the same potion loadout.
Oh, that silver arrow leg. Oh, but with the small key, he's going to do right side first. So he's going to find the silvers.
He's opting for Hiei strats, which is where you find a key in the first chests on the right side, and then go all the way down to the 4 chests past these torches, and then go left side.
Yeah, that's the strategy I usually prefer, where if I find the key on one of those first 2. Because these 4 chests are really easy to get to. SaltyPhry entering what we call the Gauntlet, because it's 5 or 6 straight rooms of really nasty creatures and really nasty floors.
And a bunch of BMOs.
Yeah. And the Yankees win.
For real this time?
Yeah, it's official this time. I just like celebrating. We're going to the LCS. So if you're watching this on YouTube, this is recorded the day the Yankees won the ALDS in 2017. Hi, YouTube. Oh, you guys don't know? I play for the Yankees. Nah, I'm kidding.
Philes gonna pick up his sword upgrades here, and know that, yeah, he didn't miss any of them. They just were hiding in here the whole time.
Yeah. Nothing you can complain about that one. Both players making their way through Ganon's tower here.
Philes on the way to the big key. He's only a couple of rooms away. SaltyPhry in the upper portions of Ganon's tower, about to face off against Moldorm 2.
And the big question on everyone's mind is, will he validate?
I'm pretty sure something is going to happen to that chest. This seed has not been too kind.
Philes will most definitely do something to the chest, especially if SaltyPhry dot duns before he does. Man, is my accent really that thick, my New York accent? I guess because I'm around New Yorkers all the time, it's a little different. Ooh, map on validation chest.
It's a burrito.
Burrito.
If you were a burrito, what kind of burrito would you be?
I don't know the rest of the Ganon quote there. Ooh! Look at that lineup. Ooh, baby, a triple.
Very nicely done. Could he get the second triple? Double triple?
No. He got trolled pretty hard there. Yeah, after that first easy lineup, we got a little harder here, but nope.
2 more hits.
That was an interesting setup. Alright, you should get it here. And down he goes.
Meanwhile, Philes makes his way through the gauntlet, making some quick time through these rooms.
Alright, Ganon fight time. And no, it's not the burrito line, it's the gastropod line. And now we're going to show you how OP Butter Sword really is, because we're going to breeze through these first 2 phases. Only 6 hits each phase.
Meanwhile, Fry is just tanking the damage because he can.
Yeah, he has red mail. Which, oddly enough, Philes did not find because he found a big key before defeating Ice Armos. Philes getting trolled by the guards there.
Makes it through without falling.
Yeah, the conveyor belts don't break, so that's good. One hit. Doesn't get the glitch, but he's probably going to set up a double or triple here.
The glitch we're talking about there is the torch glitch, where if you can light the first torch before the second one goes out, then that second torch will stay on permanently, and thus you only have to worry about one torch going out, ever.
But SaltyPhry takes care of Ganon really quickly, and GG's to SaltyPhry. He finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 56 minutes, and 9 seconds. GG, SaltyPhry. And GG, New York Yankees.
And Philes is not very far behind. He just has Moldorm 2, Aga 2, and then he's right at Ganon. This was overall a very close race.
Alright, here we go. We're going to destroy this validation chest. He's going to do everything to it. He saw the dot done. He's going to bomb it. He's going to ice rod it. He's going to powder it. He's going to fire rod it.
Shoot it with some arrows.
Yeah, just
boomerang.
Every item on it is going to be used on it. I saw that coming when he basically sword slashed at every item he found. Once he saw that he lost his race, yeah, that was happening. Even if he was ahead, he might have still done that. Let's see if we can get SaltyPhry in here for a quick interview.
And we're getting some Swagadim net strats.
Yeah, because why not? Yeah, the way that the races work is that there's no spoilers going on here, but there is an IRC chat that they that keeps track of their races. So that's what SRL means, Speedruns Live, IRC, the old chat thing, and they can just see when the other one finishes. But other than that, they can't have anything else up. They can't have like any streams up. There's no spoilers or anything like that. That's how these tournament races work. Yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna have one more race coming up here for the next at midnight. Philes just about to finish out Ganon. And there's a torch glitch we are just telling you about. See, he hit that first one before the other one went out, so now they're both going to stay on the duration of this fight. Oh, the book was in the pedestal!
Wow.
Only the second time I've seen that happen. Just for the record, when you pull it and you check it with the book, it says, "Is this a paradox?" And Philes completes, finally, gets done, GG's to him. He finished with a time of 2 hours and 25 seconds. GG's to both of our runners.
They both did very well.
Philes is ready to be coming on in for a quick interview. I don't know if we have time for any interviews because we're starting a new race coming up pretty soon. I just want to see what Fiesel says.
And regardless of whether or not we do get an interview from either of our races, go ahead and give them a follow.
You can give them a link real quick up in the Twitch chat. Follow the runners. Follow all the runners. Follow all the speed gaming. There's 4 speed gaming websites now. There's also a secondary tournament going on in Randomizer Mania.
With 4 channels to follow along there too.
And lots and lots of links to pass Randomizer over the next. Should be done right around Christmas time, so we still got 2.5 months of this.
Not to mention, those of you that have seen the AGDQ games list will note that there will be a randomizer race there as well.
Yes, earlier today, actually, there was 2 races done on the Games on Quick website today. They were both really well done. And then at AGDQ this year, we're going to have the Andy vs. Christos having a live race. That's going to be very fun to watch. And I don't know how the logistics will work, but the chat's pretty much getting it right. I think it's going to be like different rooms where they're going to like have ear blanking headphones or something. I don't know how it's going to work, but they're going to make it work.
Hi there,
Hello,
Philes.
hello.
And we have both our runners, Philes and SaltyPhry, DG's guides.
It certainly was a G.
So,
Yeah. Well played, Salty. I'm guessing you went to Ice Palace way before I did.
Yeah, I went in there looking for the hammer and ended up coming out with a bow instead. Wasn't too sure how I felt about that, because instead I was going to head to Pod looking for the hammer, and I just happened to find the hammer on the way instead.
Yep. Per the logic, there was a progression item in every single pendant dungeon.
Indeed, with the lamp being in Misery Mire there.
I almost went in there before I went in Ice Palace. When I got Bombos right next to there and I seen that that's the medallion, I'm like, oh, that's just kind of begging me to go in there. If I had a fire source, I would have been in there probably right then.
Right, and the first fire source that both of you guys got was from the Pyramid Fairy by using the Super Bomb.
Yeah, Fat Fairy did have the fire on. Ugh, I need a cigarette after that scene.
Me too, and I don't even smoke.
You saw what you did in that validation chest. Philes.
The question is, would you have done that even if you didn't see a dot done from Salty first?
Oh no, I wouldn't waste time like that in a game that was potentially that close. But once I saw that dot done, I was like, alright. Then I started trying doing net strats on Aghanim, but I was a little too tilted to pull it off, so.
Yeah, you were slashing your sword at a lot of the items going along the way. Mostly the trolley ones, like the ice rod, the bow,
the hammer.
I last checked. I think outside of catfish, which I just kind of wrote off. I last checked in the item in the game the ice rod, and I think the hammer, and maybe the bow. I might have had a few other places left before I found the bow, but yeah, none of my plays this game paid off, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of felt like Ice Palace somewhat paid off for me, and then I guess the one thing that kind of paid off is when I got the ice rod in pod. I just decided to leave right after that and hope for the boots to be in Turtle Rock, and sure enough, they were. So that kind of worked out pretty well, I think.
Oh, so did you not double dip into Turtle Rock then?
No, I did not.
Oh wow, crazy.
Yeah, I put that off. I went into pod instead, and I got my ice rod, and then I went up. I left there, finished off Eastern at that point, and then went up to Turtle Rock, hoping the boots were in there.
Oh, I'm sure that makes sense.
I don't know.
Yeah, I went into Turtle Rock, and then like nothing paid off. Like I even cleared the back of pod, hoping the item was back there, but no, it was bow locked on the right.
Yeah, we were actually hoping that you would have found a sword in the back of pod, since SaltyPhry did not go back there. It would have been interesting to see a much closer race with SaltyPhry on Master and you on Tempered or something like that.
Did you find the silvers on the right side, Salty?
I did. I went that way first. After I died to Trinex, so I was really worried at that point in time as well.
Yeah, going into Ganon's Tower with Master Sword and no silvers, and then immediately finding all three of them pretty early, you had to feel a little better about that.
Absolutely. I bought a couple potions preparing for Master Sword.
Yeah.
Silverless Ganon.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if you guys noticed when the credits rolled, but did you guys see what the pedestal was?
Storybook.
Yup.
Oh,
The
so
paradox.
This is a paradox. Was the text there?
Yup.
I was worried too, because both the ice rod and the boots could have been on there. So the whole time in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, all these can kind of be cleared now, especially after we got the cane.
Yeah, myself and the chat were thinking that also. Because you know how to chat
that
is
was
with pedestal
quite a
scenes.
scene.
I've already blind pulled the pedestal once this week and been wrong. I didn't really want to do it again.
Yeah, I think I mentioned about like an hour in saying I wanted to see a book on pedestal, which happened, but I wanted to see that lead to mushroom, lead to powder, lead to boots.
Well, nonetheless, you guys both did very well in the race. Congratulations to SaltyPhry. You'll move up in the bracket and Philes. Pretty sure your next opponent will be just as difficult to overcome.
Yeah, should be a good time. The Swiss bracket is a nice way to keep having interesting matches throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to what happens next and just seeing where we go from here. It's been exciting so far, and yeah, I want to keep going and see what happens.
Like we were saying earlier, it should be finishing up around Christmas time, this entire tournament. There's, I think, something of 300 matches that are going to be played over this entire thing. Something crazy like that.
And that's just the primary tournament. You also got the secondary tournament, which is going to have like 450 to 500 matches.
Yeah, there's no lack of Zelda Randomizer these days, that's for sure.
Yeah, including right now, they're setting up for Farami versus Kyle is being set up right now, and we're going to have Hai and Active Boker doing commentary right here on Speed Gaming 1. And over on 2, also starting soon, is Kyong92 versus Monokoi85.
All right, well, GG Salty. Good luck for the rest of your races.
Thanks. GG to you too, and same to you. Good luck as well.
And don't forget to give these guys a follow on Twitch. You can also follow all the runners in the tournament as they. It's been a very fun tournament so far, and like we said, we're just getting started.
Yeah, thanks to you guys for the commentary as well. I'm sure it was awesome. I'll go back and watch it maybe after this or maybe tomorrow, one or the other. And thanks to Fiesel as well for doing all the awesome stuff behind the scenes.
Oh, the behind the scenes stuff was great, especially leading up to this, because it was a lot of stuff going on today with the Games Done Quick announcements and the Games Done Quick streams. They came out of nowhere today, so a lot of things happening today with Randomizer, and it's just getting bigger and bigger day by day. Well, we're going to sign off here. get ready for the next race. Like I said, Hai and Activoker will be coming in soon, and we're going to have another race for you guys for the next couple hours. So hang tight. My name is Deny Rambler.
And I've been Touch, so.
And we will see you guys soon. So long, guys.